Growing up, I never thought my life would lead me to hustle through the corporate world, filling up a calendar packed with meetings and negotiations. But here I was, Maya Jefferson, the CEO of a logistics firm, preparing for a big day. Now, don't get me wrong, I was no stranger to hard days, but this one was different. I was on my way to the bank, not just any bank, but First Continental Bank. That morning's priority was to withdraw a hefty sum of $20,000. Wait, it wasn't for me, it was for a family who had just lost their loved one, a janitor at one of our facilities. I was dressed modestly, just a simple shirt and slacks, nothing that would scream CEO. But the truth was, I was fiercely proud of who I was. As soon as I walked into the bank, I noticed there were a few heads turning. Maybe it was the sparkle of my earrings, or perhaps the aura of confidence surrounding me, but I brushed it off. I approached the counter where a teller named Aaron was stationed. Let me tell you, from the moment I stepped up to him, the energy shifted. "What can I help you with today?" he asked, his tone dripping with that all too familiar condescension. "I'd like to make a withdrawal of $20,000, please," I said, trying to muster a friendly smile despite the tension crackling in the air. His eyebrows shot up as if I had asked him to pull a rabbit out of a hat. "That's quite an amount," he retorted, glancing down at his computer screen, clearly doubting my validity. "I have my IDs here," I offered, but instead of taking them, he leaned back, arms crossed, like I was some suspicious character in a heist film. "I'm gonna need to see two forms of ID. Just protocol," he replied, his eyes narrowing. Protocol. Really, I handed over my driver's license and business card, the latter of which had my name and title embossed for all to see. The rolling of his eyes spoke volumes. He was judging me, judging my worth based on my clothes instead of my character, and maybe the color of my skin. As he pressed buttons on his keyboard, I sat there feeling the impatience building within me. The clock seemed to mock me, punctuating each second with a slow tick. He grabbed the cash, counting each bill like it was a dirty secret, slowly and deliberately, because heaven forbid a black woman needed that kind of money for something meaningful. But then it happened. As he passed the stack over, he definitely miscalculated, and what should have been a smooth handoff turned into a scene from a bad comedy, bills fluttering to the floor along with my dignity. The laughter that erupted from him and others around us felt like daggers digging deeper into my heart. I stood there, breath caught in my throat, anger surging within me. I could have shouted, could have played the victim, but instead, I inhaled deeply, summoned every ounce of strength, and thought of the family depending on me. I wasn't just some person who came in to withdraw cash. I was a CEO, a leader. And as I turned to leave, I caught a glimpse of a bystander. Peter Langdon, a stocky man with graying hair, his eyes wide with disbelief. The look on his face said it all. He recognized me. I didn't know it then, but that moment would change everything. Days passed and the humiliation lingered, but I made a decision that morning. I wouldn't let that interaction define me, but I sure as hell wouldn't ignore it either. I called my accountant, and in the middle of our call, I decided I'm withdrawing everything we have at First Continental Bank. $86 million of corporate funds gone. It was a big risk, but honestly, it was time to make my voice heard. And boy, did the internet explode. The incident spread like wildfire, clips being shared, people chiming in with their own stories. Hashtag respect costs. Nothing became a rallying cry. Even a young Latina teller named Rosa, who caught the whole thing on her phone, couldn't believe the chaos she had helped launched. Within days, Aaron was out on his ear, and the CEO of First Continental Bank resigned as stock prices took a nosedive in response. But for me, it was more than just a corporate revenge, it was a movement. I offered Rosa a position at my company, not just a bump, but a chance to grow to support her further education and care for her child. Amidst this whirlwind, I reflected on what really mattered: the power of respect. It wasn't revenge that drove me, it was the frustrated need for dignity, for acknowledgement. That moment in the bank had transformed me, but also reshaped so many others' perspectives. As I stand here today, I ask you, how often do we let our biases cloud our judgment? You might mistake someone's worth based on their attire or background. Have you ever felt judged unjustly or witnessed someone being dismissed? Your story matters, and those moments of standing silent could be the start of meaningful conversations. Let's keep this discussion going. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share your experiences, and let's figure out together how we can create a world where respect isn't just a luxury, but the norm. Remember, it's not just about being seen, it's about being heard. I'm reminding you silence can be powerful, but so can action. It's your turn to decide which one you'll choose.